Attention. You are now on the air. Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Good
Look,
morning.
we have a new little friend. We're babysitting.
We're babysitting.
Yeah. She has cooler eyes than even you.
I know.
Yeah. There's white in them. There's blue in them. Good morning. This is a little puppy that I'm holding up if you're just listening to the podcast. Little interruptions of your life is okay.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, all neck kisses there.
Some people need puppy sitters,
Puppy sitting.
and it's not the business that we're in, but
No, but it's fun. Disruption of life. It's a beautiful thing. What disrupts your life the most, do you find?
You.
Me.
What disrupts your life the most?
I don't know. Like, I like disruptions because then it throws you off the norm. And I feel like when I go to work, I get disrupted all the time. I dislike being disrupted by things that are supposed to go a certain way that don't. So machinery. So yesterday I was disrupted by our bottle labeler on the kombucha line.
Yes, you were.
And that can be very frustrating because, it's a big disruption. Mm-hmm. And it messes me up for the...
I think that's part of what we learn doing a program of action for recovery is actually that we have to go in the stream of life, that we need to roll with the things that life throws at us. We do not get to control everything on the outside. The only thing we can control is our response on the inside.
So disruptions are good, but I think... I dislike certain ones, but mechanical disruptions are the worst.
I actually think you enjoy that.
Jen Cole's on the line. Remember Jen Cole from Race Weekend? It's been a whole year. I think I've seen you in person. Race Weekend is coming up again at the end of the month.
Yes, it is.
Join us for marathon running. Okay, we're not marathon.
You are
running,
not running a marathon,
but we're giving out boots to people that do run marathons, so that's cool.
We'll clap for them.
Yeah. I never did clap. It was weird reactions. Like the 10K guys were all what I would say beer league. They jog so that they can have a beer at the end. And then the marathon runners, they were of a different breed. Some of them were dragging themselves in. They weren't thinking properly. Some of them were still jogging on place.
They kept jogging. I was like, it's over.
Some of them looked like they were dying or dead and needed medical attention, and they're trying to come and talk. And I realized that they're all high. You can't have a conversation.
Your endorphins.
Yeah.
All right. So today
I'm not a jogger, by the way.
No, you're not. Neither am I.
It is a 10th.
I tried doing that whole run from one lamppost to the next thing one time.
What, that's a thing?
Yeah. That's how you learn to run. You can run to a lamppost and then you walk to the next one, and then you run to a lamppost and then you walk to the next one. I did that for a little while, long time ago.
Who told you to do that? I've never heard.
A long time ago.
Like your gym teacher?
So, no, I was with a friend. Man. So we're gonna read
post to post
our thought for today.
Yeah, do it.
Is it the 10th today?
It is the 10th. Yeah.
One thing that keeps me sober is a feeling of loyalty to the other members of the group. I know that I'd be letting them down if I ever took a drink. When I was drinking, I wasn't loyal to anybody. I should have been loyal to my family, but I wasn't. I let them down by my drinking. When I came into the program, I found a group of people who were not only helping each other to stay sober, but who were loyal to each other by staying sober themselves. Am I loyal to my group? Meditation for the day. Calmness, we're going to switch in gears now. Calmness is constructive of good. Agitation is destructive of good. I should not rush into action. I should first be still and know that God is God. Then I should act only as God directs me through my conscience. Only perfect trust in God can keep me calm when all around me are agitated. Calmness is trust in action. I should seek all things which can help me to cultivate calmness. To attain material things, the world learns to attain speed. To attain spiritual things, I have to learn to attain a state of calm. Hey, that's a little bit about we can't control the stuff on the outside. We can only control what happens inside of us.
There's a lot there.
Unless I can't.
The one thing that it brought up at the beginning, I have a frog in my throat. The one that everybody's getting agitated.
The dogs are agitated.
The The one thing it brought up was, she's over here. She's quicker than you. The one thing it brought up was in my early recovery. And I remember looking back, going like, 3 to 6 months of sobriety seems like a long time when you're in it.
When you've been drinking every day.
Yeah. And it just seems like a long time. And I remember having a couple of relapses in my first like 6 months or year. And then I got a job. Like I gave up everything and just said, this resume is going to get me in more trouble. And I just went volunteering. And then I got a job at a care home for guys with mental illness. And I just remember them giving me the keys to the med cabinet that could kill a herd of buffalo with all the extra meds in there. And like the responsibility of all these guys. And I'm like, do they know who they're leaving this key with? But I remember like having bad weekends and going like, I need to show up for this job because this job gives me a sense of purpose in a whole different way that I've ever been used to. And so that responsibility kept me loyal to my recovery, which I've always looked back. And I think that more people in recovery need responsibilities with a sense of purpose and meaning behind them.
Interesting.
Because that alone helped me on the weekends that things weren't great, or there was some drama, or there was expectations, or just stuff that happens. I just remember like I couldn't do this job and get away with like being hungover or having crazy eyes or whatever it was. Like I just remember like if I did that, like that would be the end of this pathway to whatever.
So do you think that kept you sober, or was that just a contributing factor to wanting to stay sober, which motivated you to continue to work?
It would be a contributing factor. And then as I grew in that, it became like,
it's not going to keep you sober, but it's going to be a factor in what.
And God put me in that position as a job to rewrite all the values and principles that I had from this part of like, to attain the material things the world learns to attain speed. And so God's rewriting through that job of like, basically I'm a caretaker for guys. And it's like, I had to cook, I had to give out meds, I had the responsibility. And
it really did slow you down.
Pay was $7 an hour minimum wage. And it's like,
it slowed you down a lot.
Yeah.
Because you had gone at breakneck speed through your life.
Yeah, I chugged. So part of the loyalty part was having these responsibilities with a meaning of purpose behind them. Mm-hmm. And then God put me into this job to actually retrain me, like reprogram me.
And that would be
what money is, of what care, like of what purpose is.
And that would be, I guess, where the idea of Carlington Booch came from. Not that we were intentionally trying to start a kombucha company, but that you knew early on that you wanted to have a business that could employ people coming
and volunteers. We had 5
life.
Volunteers yesterday that we got to hang out with.
Yeah. And so creating spaces for people to connect and have just different.
I just got a puppy kiss.
Different types of engagement. And I think that volunteering really creates an opportunity to have conversations with people that I wouldn't necessarily have conversations with, and to really interact in a different way. There's something about working alongside people. And so, I really appreciate that value of like, what is the responsibility that I can give? Yeah.
It's good stuff, man. Add some responsibility.
And then the only thing I would add is that one of my favorite concepts is the pause. I have incorporated into my life like this idea and concept of pausing throughout my day, and just really learning not to move so quickly. And so even as I go from one task to the next, do I pause? And this reading really talks like, how do I learn to incorporate calmness? Well, it's pausing, stopping, like thanking God for like this that just happened, and inviting God into whatever is going to happen next.
Really good. All right. We go today with that meditation. Prayer for the day would be,
I pray that I may learn to have inner peace. I pray that I may learn to be calm so that God can work through me. Amen. And I pray that for you too.
And that's as much calm as we get with
this little 6-month-old puppy needs to go run. Thank you for joining us.
We will see you today at noon. I will be speaking on relationships.
You
So
can-
if you want to zoom in, it'll be at lunchtime at noon. It's our All Addictions Recovery meeting. It's open to all. So I'll see you there. Other than that, keep the peace, be of good behavior, and wash your hands.